And what God would want you to be is now twisted into something ugly. Mine and Richard's relationship got off to a slow start due to the fact that he went away to jail for about 6 months. It wasn't long before he came out, though, and our relationship resumed. I quickly became pregnant. A few months after I was pregnant, I realized I didn't want to raise my daughter in that lifestyle. Something happens to a lot of us. Most women, when you discover you're pregnant and you're going to be a mom for the first time, you're like, oh, I don't want this life for my kid. It's okay for me, but And I decided it was time to leave. It was really hard for me to make this decision because Richard had another daughter, and her name was Amelia. And I want to say I'm sorry if anyone in this room knows this family. I chose to not change the names of any of these people. So if they're your friends or acquaintances, there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. Little Amelia, I loved her. I treated her like she was my own. So even before Ree came along, she had developed a relationship with me, so it was a hard decision to make. I knew when I made the decision to leave with Ree, I would not see her. But I had no idea that he was the monster he was, because why would a mother let their daughter come to visit an abuser? So I had no clue Richard was like this. I did know that he had a violent history. He had a bullet that was lodged in his stomach. And I found that out after we had been together for a little bit of time. And he had always told me that it was because his ex had shot him, and he painted himself as the victim, which after I broke up with him, I did some digging, and I'm sure my mom remembers. Look, I told her I went through the Grand Rapids Press archives, and back then you could get articles. And I found the articles of what truly happened, where he had actually gone through a sliding glass door to get into her home, and she shot him in self-defense. For those reasons, I was cemented in my mind, no, this man is not who I thought he was. On December 5th, 2000, I gave birth to my beautiful daughter, Regan. Because I knew of the history and I wasn't comfortable, I chose to leave his name off the birth certificate. Which was good, because when Ree was about a month old, I got a letter from the state. And they said, you're court ordered to have a paternity test, or we're revoking the Medicaid. And I was relying on that at the time for her insurance. So something rose up in me, and I'm like, oh, absolutely not. And I sent away for his criminal record, and I applied for a claim of good cause, which is basically it stops the process and it shelves it if you can prove that the parent is an ill fit or a danger. What I saw in his criminal record was charges from Amelia's mother that he had stalked her, that he had abused her, and that he had other abuse charges as well. They were all misdemeanors. There were no felonies. Not a single one. For almost a year and a half, there was no Richard, because when I was 7 months pregnant, he went away to prison this time and was sentenced for 18 months. He would write letters and call from prison to check on us, and I tried to involve his family. I invited his mom and his